Chapter 9. Clauses. Read the following sentences carefully. I lost a blue pen. I lost a pen which is blue in color. In sentence A, the group of words printed in bold, a blue pen, forms a phrase because it does not have a finite verb. In sentence B, the group of words which is blue in color has a finite verb, is, and the subject, which. It is called a clause. A clause is a group of words that forms part of a sentence and has a subject and a finite verb of its own. A clause has only one finite verb. In sentence B, is the finite verb. Difference between sentence, clause, and phrase. A sentence is a group of words that make complete sense and has at least one finite verb. A phrase and a clause form parts of a sentence, but they are very different from each other. A phrase does not have a finite verb. A clause has only one finite verb. If a sentence has only one finite verb, it means that it consists of only one clause. Sentence A, written above, has one finite verb, lost, and is made up of only one clause. If a sentence has more than one finite verb, it is made up of more than one clause. Sentence B has two finite verbs, lost and is. A sentence is made up of as many clauses as the finite verbs it has. Points to remember. A sentence can always stand on its own. A phrase cannot stand on its own. A clause may stand on its own or it may not. If a clause stands on its own, it is a sentence. If it does not stand on its own, it must be part of a sentence which consists of two or more clauses. Examples: he saw a boy wearing a black hat. A phrase because wearing is a non-finite verb. He saw a boy who was wearing a black hat. A clause because subject is who, and the finite verb is was wearing. Types of clauses. The different types of clauses are as follows. Noun clause. A clause that performs the function of a noun is a noun clause. Example: he thought that his dog was lost. The group of words that his dog was lost is a clause, since it has a subject, his dog, a finite verb. In the above sentence, the clause answers the question, thought what? It means that it is acting as the object of the verb thought and doing the work of a noun. Therefore, we can say that the clause is a noun clause. Example: he thought of a new plan. In the above sentence, the group of words of a new plan acts as a noun as it answers the question, thought what? But it does not have a finite verb or a subject, so it is a noun phrase. Examples: he expected to succeed. Noun phrase. He expected that he would be successful. Noun clause. A sentence may convey the same meaning by using a phrase or a clause, but the main difference between a phrase and a clause is that a phrase does not have a finite verb and a phrase does not have a subject. A noun clause performs the following functions in a sentence. Noun clause as the subject of a verb. All that he said was agreed by all. All that he said, noun clause as subject of verb was. Noun clause as the object of a verb. I hope that the experiment would be successful. Noun clause as object of the verb hope. Noun clause as the object of the preposition to. You should listen to what he is saying. Noun clause as object of preposition to. A noun clause can also act as the object of an infinitive or the object of a participle. A noun clause is generally introduced by that. That Sania said that she was attending the party. It may also be introduced by question words like why, what, and how. Why? Sania wondered why Sona did not call her. What? She wondered what the matter was. When? I knew when he would call. A noun clause may also be introduced by whether or if. If. They wanted to know if we were interested. Whether. Rohan asked me whether I would play with him. Features. A noun clause performs the function of a noun. It acts as the subject or object of the verb, object of a preposition, an infinitive or a participle. It may be introduced by that, if, whether, why, how, and so on. Read these sentences. Can you tell me the meaning of this word? Can you tell me what the word means? In sentence A, the group of words in bold is a phrase. In sentence B, the group of words in bold is a clause. But both the groups of words mean the same thing. Adjective clause. A clause that performs the role of an adjective in a sentence is an adjective clause. Example: we are looking for a puppy which has white dots. The group of words which has white dots is a clause since it has a subject which, a finite verb has. It acts as an adjective as it describes the noun puppy and is called an adjective clause. Position of the adjective clause. An adjective clause is placed as near as possible to the noun it qualifies. Example: Jane is the girl who is wearing a pink dress. Adjective clause describing the noun girl. This is the boy who looks after this cat. Adjective clause describing the noun boy. Features: an adjective clause performs the function of an adjective and describes a noun or a pronoun. It is introduced by a relative pronoun, that, who, which, where, and so on. The words who and whom are used for living beings. Example: the boy who is wearing a red shirt is John. Who refers to the boy. The word which is used for non-living beings. Example: the book which Sohan gave me is the best, which refers to the book. The word that is used for both living and non-living beings. Example: the pen that I lost was found by Jeet. That refers to the pen. The relative pronoun where refers to place. Example: he remembers the place where he met his cousins. Sometimes the introducing word may be omitted altogether. Examples: this is the school I studied in. School that I studied in. In sentence A, that which introduces the adjective clause I studied in is omitted. In sentence B, that has been used to introduce the adjective clause. An adjective clause should be placed as close as possible to the noun or pronoun it describes. Read these sentences carefully. The book which is on the table is mine. The book on the table is mine. Both the sentences mean the same thing, but in sentence A, the group of words which is on the table is an adjective clause, while in sentence B, the words on the table form an adjective phrase. Let us take one more example. I met a man with a big mustache. Adjective phrase. I met a man who had a big mustache. Adjective clause. Adverb clause. A clause that performs the role of an adverb is called an adverb clause. Example: the man ran as if someone was chasing him. The group of words as if someone was chasing him is a clause since it has a subject, someone, a finite verb, was. It tells us more about the verb run. It performs the role of an adverb. Therefore, we call it an adverb clause. Position of the adverb clause. It can be placed after the main clause or before it. The ship went where the waves took it. When the rain started, we returned home. Features. An adverb clause performs the function of an adverb. Adverb clauses can be of the following types: of time, of place, of manner, and of reason. Adverb clause of time is the clause that shows time of the action indicated by the verb. Example: the guests left when the rain stopped. It is introduced by when, while, as, whenever, after, before, or since. Adverb clause of place. When the clause shows the place of action, it is called an adverb clause of place. Example: my pet dog moves about the park whenever he likes. It is introduced by where or whenever. Adverb clause of manner. An adverb clause of manner shows the manner of an action. Example: it appeared as if he was sick. It is introduced by as, so, as if, as though, in the way that, or how. Adverb clause of reason. This clause shows the reason behind the action. Example: she went to the park since there was no one in the house. It is introduced by because, since, as, or that. Read the following sentences. On her way to the office, she dropped her son to school. As she was going to the office, she dropped her son to school. Both the groups of words in bold mean the same thing, but in sentence A, on her way is a phrase without a finite verb or subject, while in sentence B, as she was going is a clause with the finite verb was going and subject she. Let us take more examples. He overcame his problem because of his positive attitude. Adverb phrase. He overcame his problem because he has a positive attitude. Adverb clause. Identifying noun, adjective, and adverb clauses. We should be careful while identifying whether a clause is a noun, an adjective, or adverb clause. We should not be led by the introducing words used because. It is also important to understand the function of a particular clause in a sentence. Read the following sentences. He said that he won a prize. Noun clause. It answers the question, said what? It acts as the object of the verb said. He lost the bag that he had purchased. Adjective clause. It describes the noun bag. He was so tired that he collapsed on the floor. Adverb clause showing the result of tired. In all the above sentences, the clauses are introduced by the word that. But in sentence A, the clause functions as a noun clause, in sentence B as an adjective clause, and in sentence C as an adverb clause. Let us take more examples. He showed the house where he was born. Adjective clause. The boy sleeps where he wants. Adverb clause of place.